All right, welcome back, folks. Today we have some sunshine. It's kind of cold. We're in Delaware. We're coming up to this water. It's windy. It's blowing northeast. Air temperatures are less than 50 degrees. All right, we're at this very heavily pressured fishing spot here. All right, this is called the Broadkill River. All right, and this is a spot I've fished several times and caught a lot of fish from. All right, so today we're going to try to catch some largemouth bass. And not just that, but we're also going to do the Temu fishing challenge, folks. Great day for a Temu fishing challenge, all right? Cold, sunny. This is where we are. Check this out. We got some nice artwork here. All right, that's the largemouth bass, folks. That's what we're after here. And there's actually a full moon right now, okay? So this water is very high. I don't like a super high tide, you know. It's not what you want, but it's what we got. I'm gonna show you what we got here for 140 bucks. All right, got a bunch of stuff. Check this out. All right, now if you don't know what Temu is, it's just an online store. Cheap, really cheap. You look at the prices and you're like, how could this possibly be real? All right, it's coming from China. All right, and you're paying that cheap Chinese price, okay? Everything on Temu is free shipping right now, which it doesn't make sense, but it is. So if you were inclined to purchase some stuff, now is definitely the time while shipping is free. All right. There's also an app. You can download the app for $100 in coupons. You can use my code as seen here and in the description below for unique perks and whatnot. But let's get into it. Let's see what we got here. Got a bunch of stuff. All right, so some of the stuff that I got for myself, I know I wanted. And then some of this stuff I was thinking about what the average person looking at Temu, the average fisherman, might be interested in buying, but might be hesitant to buy because they just don't know about the quality. So I ordered some stuff I normally wouldn't order, and it's more for you guys. But these are the first thing, all right? These are split ring pliers, all right? It's just a cheap pair of split ring pliers. Same ones you're gonna get at the tackle shop for like $5 or $10. But on Temu, they're only $1.69, okay? So that is a good price. That, I already know that's a winner, okay? $1.69, you can't beat that. Next thing out of the package here are these pliers, all right? I got these because I'm always looking for pliers, and I never have them when I need them, so high carbon steel. You know, I've had a pair of pliers very similar to this for many years that I've been using, and now I have two pairs. Okay, this right here is 130 yards of fluorocarbon. All right, this is 21-pound fluorocarbon, okay? It's only $1.99 or $1.06. It's $1.69 for 130 yards of this fluorocarbon, all right? That just seems way too good to be true. I got two. This one's 35-pound test. Same price. 130 yards, $1.69. How's that possible? That's not possible. There's no way. There's just no way, right? But we're gonna add that to our pile. All right, so this next thing is another thing I probably wouldn't normally buy, but it's this popper, okay? Tuna popper. It's just like the Mad Mantis. $3 for this popper. Obviously the hooks aren't necessarily hooks you're gonna fish for tuna. You're gonna change the hooks, okay? But the popper itself seems pretty good. All right, it's got weight in the back, feels like it's gonna cast really well. All right, it's kind of small, the color is kind of dialed. All right, might be great for some finicky yellow fins. All right, we're gonna add that to our pile right here. And the next thing we got here, 10 little jerk baits, the same style as X-Wraps. All right, they basically look exactly like the XR8, and you get 10 of them, and they're $8.49. All right, multicolor. All kinds of colors. All right, so the X-Wraps aren't the best jerk bait, okay? They're good, I love them, but something like this, all right? This is a different jerk bait. This thing was $1.69. All right, look at the bill on there. You got 3 trebles. All right, it's a long cast style jerk bait, and we're gonna use that today for sure. Now, another thing, I love Kayak, all right? I love the Kayak Easy Shiner. So I went ahead and purchased 50 of these, all right? They're just soft plastic. They're basically exactly the knockoff Easy Shiner from Kayak. All right, this is a 50 pack of 3-inch. This is a 50 pack of 4-inch. The price is about $3 for each. They're multicolored. All right, we're gonna dig in here. Take a look at these. All right, so you can see the quality you're getting. You're getting that quality. $1.99. That one's in good shape. All right, they got the greens. You got that color. All right, same deal. You got the 4-inch. I mean, they certainly will catch a fish. All right, then I also got some of these. These are 2-inch. Same thing, except 2-inch, or maybe even less. All right, I got those thinking about panfish, trout, ice fishing, you know. Those are $1.99 for a 10 pack. We can live with that. This next thing, I saw these and I just had to buy them. All right, check these out. All right, the price on these was $1.99. It's a 6-pack. All right, it looks just like a bullhead. Okay, big bass love to eat bullheads, folks. We're gonna use those today for sure. Something I typically maybe wouldn't have bought, but figure we'll give them a shot. Next thing I got are these tackle boxes. Okay, so these are just little tackle boxes. They have a lot of little stuff here. I would be using these for like fluke rig stuff. I could put swivels in here, hooks in here. If you carp fish and you got like a lot of little gadgets and stuff, this would be great. All right, I got one a little bigger, same deal. All kinds of little compartments. They flip open, you know. So we got those. Those are about $3 each. Okay, which leads me to my next thing. I do a lot of fluke fishing, and I'm always buying swivels and snaps and 3-ways and sinkers and all kinds of crap, beads. Okay, so I got some fluke fishing stuff. First thing I got are these little ball sinkers. Cannonballs. These are 14 gram. These are 21 gram. All right, these are 10 gram. And I'm gonna use those for fluke fishing from shore. I'm not gonna use them here. 21 gram, you get 6 of them, 5 or 6 of them. The 10 gram, you get 10. 15 gram, you get 10. So it's like a 5-pack, 10-pack, something like that. And they're all about $3 a pop. All right, so we're gonna save those for some shore fluking. I like to use rigs. You know, this is on the bottom. Then you tie a little dropper loop, foot above it. Put your little teaser on there. Works really well. All right. So we're gonna save those for fluke season. We got 50 of these snaps. It was like $1.99. All right, so this is something you would just put on a 3-way swivel and attach your sinker to if you're using a drag rig. All right. It's like a good price, and you can't really go wrong, even if they're low quality. I mean, you're just gonna end up losing it in the rocks anyway. All right, so we got 50 of those. There they are in the sunlight. $1.49 for 50 of these. They're stainless steel. They're rated to 132 pounds. Should do the trick. And then we got some 3-way swivels, which I like to use on these rigs. And it was $3.99 for these. All right. There they are. Okay. They're a little different than the 3-way swivels I usually use, but the price is right. All right. I'm paying like $5 for 3 of them. If they're Spros, oh. But they're from Temu and they are much cheaper. We're gonna tie a fluke rig here at the end of the video. We're gonna use some of this stuff and I'll show you the rigs I like to tie. We've got our boxes, pliers, swivels. What else do we have in here? Oh yeah, okay, this is another winner right here. All right, this is 8mm glow beads. All right, when I'm tying fluke rigs, I love to use glow beads. There it is, folks. That's the backpack I got for $30 off Temu. And it's just got a lot of different compartments, a lot of zippers. All right, for $30, it seems like it's decent quality. All right. Now guys, I almost forgot about these jig heads here. I got these jig heads. These things are about $3.19, $3.99, depending on your size, something like that. 6-pack for these. All right, these are the half-ouncers. So you can see, not bad, nice little eye on there. The hook, give it a bend test. It's not bad. Not bad. 6-pack, 3 and change. All right, so I got some 1/4 ouncers and I got some half-ouncers. We'll be using these for like fluke and weak fish and smaller stripers probably. All right, so now you guys have seen what $140 can get you off Temu. We're gonna be trying to catch some largemouth bass here from this very small, very pressured body of water here in Delaware. And I fished here a bunch of times, and I usually catch some bass, but big bass are few and far between in here. They're mostly pretty small. That said, one of the biggest bass I ever caught in my life was right here. Other than that fish, I mean, I've got like hardly anything over 2 pounds, but this fluorocarbon, I'm very intrigued by this fluorocarbon. How can it be $1.99 for 130 yards? That just seems way too good to be true. We're gonna test it out here. We got some 10-pound braid. It's 20-pound fluoro. See what it feels like when you pull the knot tight. You know, that'll tell us a lot. Okay, here we go. Okay, it's not breaking. All right, so we're just gonna throw some bass stuff into this backpack here and kind of get to fishing. I think we're gonna start off with one of these X-wraps. Okay, little baby X-wrap here. Let's see what happens. Will we catch any fish on the 85-cent Temu X-wrap? I don't know. Tide is very high. Northeast wind is blowing all the water in here. Ordinarily, whoops, wouldn't expect to catch much with a super high tide. But let's see what we can do here. See if anybody's home. Can we get out here? Alright, now we're talking. Ooh, that's the cast. There's one. There's one. Right, got him. Little largemouth on the knockoff X-wrap. Alright, that's what I catch here most of the time. Little 12 to 14 inchers. Alright, there it is. The 85-cent jerkbait. Worked for that fish. Let's see if we can't get another. But now I'm going to show you what I got here. So check this out. I put the little bullhead goby thing onto a jig. So we're going to use this. Alright, that's what I'm thinking. Alright, so let's see what this does. The little bullhead teaser. Tide's still coming in. It's very snaggy under here. Ugh. Just right on cue. This is a ball of fishing line we got here. It's also going to scare all our fish away. This 20-pound fluoro. Ooh. Look at this. 20-pound fluoro so far is beating whatever this deadline is. Ugh. Alright, so there's a lot of this here. Alright, well that says something about this 20-pound fluoro. It didn't break. It was stronger than whatever this line is. Alright, we have astronomically high tides right now with a full moon and a northeast wind. So that little spot we were fishing, wicked high tide. That's not the time to catch largemouth bass, okay, from your tidal waters. So we're doing something a little regrettable. We're gonna launch the kayak into the nor'easter. It's not a nor'easter, but it's northeast, solid 20. We might see some 30-mile-an-hour gusts out there in the kayak. All right, but we're gonna go for it. All right, let's see what happens. A little more better odds out here. All right, for this little jig to get a fish here. We're gonna stick with this for now. It's that same little bullhead trailer on the jig. And 15, 20, 25 mile an hour northeast wind. Bluebird skies. We're gonna try to just get out of the wind wherever we can. least we have some protection from the wind here. That's what I'm talking about. It is nice right here. We have not had a bite yet. No bite. We might have tried different lure. But this jig, I mean, how is this jig not gonna get bit? It's gonna get bit. I think the fish are just really not liking this weather. It's been really cold after being really warm. This water temperature, I'm sure, has dropped 10 degrees in the past week. All right, let's get a fish, huh? And these pond, there's one, finally. Oh my God, finally. Got a bass. All right. Finally, I was just swimming it. We got him on the little goby bullhead looking thing. It's a nice, 2-pounder. Take it. That was hard. Least we can do is try the jerk bait. We haven't caught a fish on the jerk bait yet, so we gotta make that happen. The jig bite's really not happening. Pretty tough fishing. We're gonna give it a jerk here. Got the old jerk bait on. We haven't caught a fish on this yet, so there's a fish. Finally. A jerk bait. Look at that, he just nipped the back hook too. Alright, about the same size as the first one. Not a bad fish. The old Temu jerk bait right there. It is about time. Healthy looking guy. It is about time. These conditions definitely suck. Making for some tough fishing. We're in a cove now, but we're out of the wind a little bit. It's not coming easy today, I'll tell you that. There's a fish. Hey, we got a fish. It's not bad. Not a bad fish. They're about all cookie cutters. Right, that's a nice little bass. Right, chunky little guy. A bunch of like sticks and emerging pads in the water here. And there was a fish in there. We're gonna change it up here. Alright, so we're just going with a little 1/4 ounce ball jig here. What do we got here? 3 inchers. I think we're gonna go with the green and red, this random color. Color I would never use, but muddy water like this, I feel like it might work. Okay, that looks suitable. Alright, see what it looks like in the water. Okay, looks good. Let's see. This is gonna get him. There's a fish. Oh, what the? Come on. Yeah, there we go. Got me stuck. Alright, we got one. On the knockoff Kayak Easy Shiner. It's crazy, they're all the same size. It's not a bad fish. For a second I thought this fish wasn't a fish. Got it snagged. Alright, it works. The little lure works. But we all knew that was gonna work. there's another one. Hey, hey, hey. Little more better, maybe. Nice fish. Check him out. Same lure. He's been caught a time or two. Alright. There's a hot little piece of bank right here. Maybe they like this jig. There's a fish. Right. Smallest one of the day, but about the same size as most of them. Whoa. He was a little bit off the bank. This color is a hot color. It's like a reddish brown burgundy in the muddy water with some green. They're liking it. There's one. This might be the little aggregation zone we were looking for. It's crazy how they're all the same size. Like, good size. I'm not complaining. I'm glad they're all this size. Chunks. This is our lucky zone over here. I mean, these little easy shiners are kind of a winner. I mean, today they're certainly a winner. I was skeptical when I first saw them. I was like, you know, I don't know. But they're catching. We're gonna throw the jerk bait up here. It's getting cold. Sun's getting low. We're not staying much longer. We've done what we needed to do. I mean, we caught some fish. It was pretty tough. But I've fished here several times now. I don't think I've ever caught a bass right here. They're probably all up inside that tree is the problem. There's one. Is that a crappie? Holy crappie. Never caught a crappie here. Look at that nice black crappie. Hit the jerk bait right out of the tree. Hey, we'll take it. I like crappies. Alright guys, so now we're looking at some of the other stuff we got out of the Temu package here. Alright, I bought a bunch of stuff for Fluke rigs. Alright, got swivels, sinkers, beads, three-way swivels, snaps, fluoro, right? And I kind of had this master plan to get this box for Fluke rig stuff. So if you see here, I already put a bunch of stuff in here. Some of the stuff I like to tie my Fluke rigs with. I got some of the beads, a couple sinkers. All right, these are Gamakatsu 6-aught bait holder hooks. This is a Mylar teaser. Alright, we're going to use all this stuff to show you real quick how we're going to tie a Fluke rig with some of the stuff we got from Temu. Alright, so we're going to take some of this fluoro. It's 35-pound fluoro, alright? And we're just going to go ahead and snell that to one of these hooks. Okay, just a quick snell. This is the $29, $69 fluoro. And yeah, it's something. Alright, so we snelled the hook on there. Okay, it's our 35-pound fluoro. And this is going to be a shore Fluke rig, alright? We're casting from shore, we're casting from the rocks. Alright, we're just leaving about 8 inches. Okay, so you got your hook here. This is going to attach to the center of your three-way swivel. But first we have to juice this up a little bit. You're going to want to put a couple beads on there, at least one. Alright, 1 bead, 2 beads. Okay. Then you're going to want to put your Mylar skirt on there. Alright, you could use a squid skirt, you could use whatever, you could use no skirt, but that right there, the Fluke like that. Alright, maybe you want to spice it up a little more. Okay, you could go with another bead. And then you could take your little, you know, You got your little spinner and your little clevis thing. Thread that on there. Now you got a little spinner on there. You might want to use a smaller bead under this spinner, but for demonstration purposes, you know, that's what we got. Now this is all set. We're just going to do a quick fisherman's knot onto the center of this swivel. There's your little knot. There's your leader to your swivel. And take some more of your fluoro. You can use mono. Alright, so now you have 2 more pieces of your swivel here. You're going to want to use the same thickness, same diameter leader, same strength leader that's going to attach to your main line. Alright, so this is going to be going to your main line here. I'm going to leave a leader about that long. Alright. Take your swivel. These swivels are a little big. I mean, you want to have all different size stuff for different situations, you know, whether you're on a boat, whether you're on shore. 1 line going to the hook, 1 line going to your swivel. Alright, you don't need to use the swivel. You can just uni to uni knot it. You could even tie your line straight to this. I like the swivel. I like being able to take these on and off, putting them on a TA clip. Makes it a lot faster, mainly for boat fishing. Good idea if you're fishing snaggy stuff and you know you're going to get snagged at some point. Alright, we're going to tie a line that's going to come down for the sinker. And if you use a lighter line, like a breakaway, then when you get snagged, you're only going to lose your sinker and not the whole rig. For now, we're just using the same size leader. Kind of want to tie your sinker just a little bit lower. You want your sinker to be laying just a little bit lower than the rig, so grab it like that, pinch it like that, tie it off in a little knot, surgeon loop, okay, snip your line. Alright, now we got these little, this is a 21 gram cannonball sinker. We're just taking our loop and we're just going to thread it through this sinker. And like this sinker's got a little bit of a weird swivel, I don't know why, but that's what it's got. It'll work, but Temu, if you're watching this, you know, if you made this into like a real swivel and not some weird looking little candle wick, you know, I think it would be a lot better. But for argument's sake, we got our sinker, we got our teaser hook to a 3-way swivel to our thing. All right, finished product here. 3-way swivel is just going to make it a little less tangly. All right, you could even shorten this up a little bit. The longer this leader is, the more it's going to get tangled, especially if you're casting. So you kind of want to make this a bit shorter. It's March right now. I haven't tied a Fluke rig in months, since August. All right, so here's our finished product. All right, tightened it up a little bit. We shortened that leader to the hook a little bit. You know, I haven't tied a Fluke rig in 6 months or so. So it's a little maybe out of proportion here, but you get the idea. And from shore, you know, the 3-way swivel is not necessary, but when you're boat fishing and you're fishing wrecks and rocks, it's a game changer to be able to break off your sinker and just put a new line on for the sinker and still keep the most of your rig, you know. So then you put your little bait on there, whether it's a gulp, fluke belly, squid strip, what have you. But yeah, Temu's got the glow beads. It's actually 89 cents for 100. It's hard to beat, you know. These little clips. All right, I bought these just in case, you know, if you're using a drag rig, you take this off. Okay. You could just put one of these clips on there. Alright, so your clip goes on like this. Most of the drag rigs you buy, you know, there's no leader coming down to the sinker. You just got one of those on there, so that's pretty much it. Alright, so this is what we call low rig. There's also the high, I mean, it's just like a high-low rig except with one hook. That's why we call it the low rig. High-low rigs are a lot more popular. But this, if you're on the party boat and there's no drift and you're casting a single jig, all right, this thing
is not going to get the sea bass like a single jig is going to get the sea bass. Sea bass are kind of the reason I switched to almost exclusively using rigs. Used to only jig for years and years, but just in the past couple of years I've really switched to almost exclusively rigs. Even shore fishing, from shore, this rig works really well. But that's it. You guys can find some stuff on Temu if you look. There are some things that are worth buying, So, this box, not bad. The fluoro, the $1.19 fluoro. We're going to see how the fluoro pans out. Alright, thanks for watching. I'll see you guys next time.